Hi and welcome to the channel. Bit of a vlog again. Now, I was just thinking, I was watching somebody's YouTube channel the other day and they were on about they'd done 10 years at Caravanning and 10 years in the Caravan Club. And that got me thinking, because 2025 sees 40 years for me since I bought my first caravan for myself, and 40 years since I joined the then Caravan Club. And I've been a member ever since. Whether that membership will continue this year, especially if I don't keep my caravan, obviously it will go. And if I do keep the caravan, it still may go. I don't know. Depends on finances. But also, the end of this month, January 2025, of course, sees the end of a bit of an era, because in September 1971, a new buyer's guide came around. And it was this, the Glasses Caravan Guide. Now this is a December 71 edition, but I have got the September 71, so I've got the first one. This was the second one that they issued. And the next issue was, that was March 1972. And what this did was it gave you, the dealer, and a seller, an idea of what caravan prices were all about. So it would tell you all the new ones and how much they were worth now, and it would go back about 10 years. So this would go back to about 1962. Now, Glasses Guide is coming to an end. A few years ago, I think it went online, so the books went. And basically, I think there's a few other people vying for the idea of doing values on caravans. Now, I can always remember my dad when he was buying a car or a caravan, and the chap used to bring out the Glasses Guide and he'd say, "You can put that away." So Dad used to feel a bit insulted by the prices. Now, it always was a guide, and it's always been a good reference for many years. So we're talking what, nearly 54 years, aren't we, really? And it's a shame it's gone, and it's been replaced. As I say, we'll have to see what it gets replaced by, but it will be online, which is a big shame, because obviously these books sold a lot of copies. Now, I've got a lot of Glasses Guide spanning the years, and the other thing what Glasses Guide used to do was, apart from telling you the when manufacturers went into liquidation or whatever as well, in the guide, it always used to give you market trends on new, used tourers and holiday homes, and also park homes. And it would give you the trends, and also it would give you the VAT rates. When in 73 VAT went on to caravans at 8%, and then it rocketed up to something like 25% in 1976. And the NCC actually boycotted the government and said, "Look, this is ridiculous. It's killing the industry," which it was. Prices just were going through the roof. I mean, we talk about prices now, but then they were going really through the roof too, more so in retrospect, really. And they got it down to, I think, down to 12% in the end, and it's fluctuated, of course, since then. Now, as I say, it used to tell you all the market trends, but before Glasses Guide, there used to be another guide, and this was called The Key Guide to Used Caravan Values. And this was basically very much, the Glasses Guide was very much on the same basis as this, only except it didn't tell you the market trends, which is rather a shame. As a historian of years and years, that would have been quite handy. But they used to get people advertising it, and like Modern Caravan magazine, which was an excellent magazine at the time, I loved that, used to advertise on the back, and dealers used to advertise it. And again, it used to give you the values. And this was in 1970, so it was the last ones before near enough the last ones before Glasses took over. And basically, yeah, it told you everything you need to know. And this then finished. So Glasses Guide took over things like this, the December 1981 Glasses Guide, tells you interesting things about how retail was, and they called the caravan market then dull, and they called it dull instead of saying it's slowed down or it's slumped. And they said at the time, well, there wasn't a lot of new vans knocking around because it'd been patchy getting stock through. There was some short time working, so caravans were not a lot of new vans around really. Although I remember sort of late 81 there was quite a bit of discounting done by people like ABI Caravans, who were then making Taurus, and also Casalt, who were knocking again, who made Abbey and Piper, names that all that Swift took over. And Casalt basically did like 300 quid off a van, 400, 500 pounds off. They were doing some really heavy discounting. Problem was Caravan International gone into liquidation 82, and there was quite a bit of stock of theirs knocking about, and some manufacturers thought, oh, it's an opportunity to increase our production. There's bound to be a shortfall, but there wasn't the shortfall as they thought, and there was stocks knocking about. So all this overstocking is nothing new, and the caravan industry never seems to learn about it. Same on the holiday homes as well, of course. Now, the Glasses Guide didn't start covering motorhomes and camper vans till later on. I think it was about the late 90s, actually. Be that, it was always in the Glasses Guide of, I think, commercial vehicles. And I've got one copy that's quite interesting. But the thing was with Glasses Guide, it did give you a very good idea what was happening on the market. And it's a shame that that's gone, and it was a shame that really it went out of book form, but I suppose that's how everything's gone digitalised, isn't it? Up to a point. But it was a very useful source. Now, it wasn't always gospel. There was a few problems with Glasses at times. Glasses Guide would also be inaccurate at times on manufacturers. And all manufacturers were included, because unless a manufacturer contacted Glasses, then they never got in the book. So some of the smaller manufacturers were never ever in Glasses Guide. So of course that gave the dealer a bit of a problem when you took your caravan that wasn't in Glasses Guide, of a small mate that's probably out of business, and he had to sort of do a bit of an assumption as what he could give you. Now, if you weren't happy about that, you'd have to go down the road, because in those days dealers were all over the place. You could go down the road and get another price off another dealer. But the Glasses Guide was a very good indicator, of course, and it was a trade bible. It was strictly confidential, it hadn't to be shared, and as a dealer you could only get one. I can't remember how much they were. I think about 20 quid a year or something, subscription. But it says underneath there, confidential, a word they used a lot on all their things. Doesn't say anything about the Keys Guide being confidential. Attention is drawn to the clause of 2 conditions applying inside front cover. I presume it was just definitely, obviously, oh yes it does, confidential, trade only. So these, some actual salesmen would keep hold of these for many years, and that's where I've got a lot of mine from. Old salesmen who've given up and contacted me and said that I want their copies, and yes I did. As I say, they're not absolutely bulletproof. There is some errors in them. But on the whole, I would say 98% foolproof and generally very good. But I think the thing is, it's just a shame that that's the end of another era in this industry. His Glasses Guide's going now. There's always been talk about this happening over the months, and it's, end of this month is how it happens, and that's of no more. I actually went down to Glasses Guide in 1995, I think it was, 96. They were in Weybridge in Surrey, and they were just moving to a brand new premises, not that far away from where they were. purpose built, and they were housed in a 3-story like Victorian block of houses, if you like, terrace, like a terraced house, you know, big rooms and what have you. And they were clearing some stuff out, and they said to me, somebody just got on to me and said, look, you know, you're clearing a lot of stuff out, do you want to come and have a look? And I was on holiday in the Lake District at the time, and I said to my wife, we're going out for a day out. Oh, where's she going? Where are we going? Weybridge in Surrey. And we got down there at something like 10 o'clock in the morning, so very early, from the lakes. And yeah, stuff was being thrown away, and I saved a lot of stuff from being thrown away. A lot of industry heritage, press photographs, lots of very useful information on people leaving, because they were very good at glasses as well. They used to mark off, you know, if people had left to go to another company, when the company went into liquidation, if it restarted again, all that type of thing. So it was quite very good for useful information, because the magazines sometimes wouldn't get that information at all through. So a manufacturer might go into liquidation, and you might not know until a year or two later that, you know, that there was no, you were at a dealer's and they say, oh yeah, they went out of business, or they were taken over or whatever. So yeah, it's a bit of a sad day really, with a bit of a sad month, should I say. It'll be a sad day at the end of this month when Glasses is no longer for Caravan Guides. I'll have to see what replaces it. I think there's 2 or 3 contenders, but I mean, to say, as a general public, it doesn't really affect the general public. It's only in the industry. I mean, I always find Caravan Finder was always a pretty good valuation way of valuation caravans. And I mean, on the Glasses guide, it would tell you if it was in good condition, if it was in poor condition, tell you the trade value. So, you know, if you're trading a van in and you weren't, you know, you weren't doing a new van swap, it just give you what they give you, basic price and good condition and fair condition. And also in the back of the later issues, it tell you all the you know, some of the chassis suppliers. Basically, anybody really, anything in the caravan industry would make sure they were in Glasses Guide. And Glasses Guide, I've got letters to various manufacturers saying, oh, you know, we've sent a letter to you, you've not replied. And some of the letters would come back, they were still in the envelopes, and it would say, no longer at this address, which meant to say usually they'd gone bust. So, very interesting, big shame. Say, from being in the industry and following the industry as long as I have, it's something that, yeah, it's a little bit sad that that's got to go. And you know, unfortunately, these things do happen. Now, I'm also going to get out on the dealers' forecourts again for the new year. 1 or 2 people have sort of reported a couple of bit of footfall on the forecourts, although the weather's been pretty horrendous, not good, rain and snow and all that sort of business. So yeah, that's not stuff that you need. If you've got an indoor showroom, of course, you score on those sort of points, don't you? But just going back to the dealers who had gone out of business and that little video I did, it was a sad video to do, but I'm glad I did it, and a lot of people commented on it. And again, really, being in the industry as long as I have, I've seen a lot of dealers come and go, believe me. And those are just a few fairly recent ones. I call recent. Some of the new ones have gone kaputted. But as I say, dealers used to go bust and nobody really mentioned it. There were some big dealerships as well back in the 80s that just folded, and that was it. And nobody ever said anything really. So social media has a lot to play in that, good and bad. A lot of people now on social media giving everybody their opinions, and yeah, that's good, as long as people are telling people the right thing and not just sort of winging it, as it were, because that seems to happen a lot, especially on this caravan side of things and motorhome side. I think there's a lot of people there who pick up a camera sometimes and just think it's an easy thing, but it's not. I mean, you know, I've been knocking around with this, following this industry, say, for a long time, and I'm always learning. and I'm always glad to speak to somebody who's been in the industry a good number of years, and they come and tell me some snippet of something I didn't know, and I sort of feel really good that day, and someone's told me and I didn't know that, and that piece is a bit of the jigsaw that was missing from some information I had previously. So that's what I love about it. Now I'm doing this vlog from the kitchen. I just decided to do that, and it's just a casual thing. It's like as though basically as if you just called at my front door and we come in here, we have a quick chat and a cup of tea, and we just tell you this, you know, have a chat about what's happening in caravans. So so yeah, it's just sort of one of those, isn't it? It's just a very laid back way of doing a vlog, I think. You know, no bells and whistles. This is how it is. So thanks everybody for watching the videos of late I've been putting on, and also I'm glad a lot of people like the church one, which I did. I like me going my day visit. As I say, if I do get up and rolling again, I'd like to get down there before I pop my clogs or something. A lot of happy memories, looking through some old photographs the other day, and my daughter when she was younger, and walking around and playing with her mates and stuff on the park. And yeah, we had some great days out from there, met a lot of great people as well, and some great wardens on there. But anyway, I'm going to wrap this video up, and as I say, please keep watching, please keep subscribing. I think at the moment the elusive 5,000 subscribers is still hovering there. It's been hovering there for about 3 months now. I think we're about 8 away or 7 away or something for the 5,000, and keeps going near enough at the top, and then you get people drop off, of course, and or what have you. But yeah, so I shall see you on the next one. Thanks for watching, and let's mourn the loss. I think some of the old traders will mourn the loss of Glasses Guide. Strictly confidential. All that information just there. Dealers going around, salesmen hugging onto it. See you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.